Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jerez de la Frontera in Spain for the 7th round of the Wheel Sport European Junior Cup powered by Honda. My name is Emanuele D'Artibale and here with me is Kyle Smith. Hello, Kyle.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon. And yeah, like you say, here we're in sunny Spain. And yeah, we're looking for another good, exciting race.
Yes, Sun is welcoming us for the 7th round. Before the last, we will have a second round tomorrow in Jerez. So will be the 8th and final round for the European Junior Cup powered by Honda. And it's a very special event, this one, right, Kyle?
Yeah, it's, we've got a real tight championship on his hands here. And it's one weekend, two races, similar to the Superbike strategy. We've got a race on Saturday and a race again on Sunday. So it'll be interesting.
50 points on the plate.
Yeah, there's 50 points, not 25 like the rest of the weekends. So it'll be interesting to see how it all turns out.
Speaking about points, we see Mika Perez on the screen right now. He is leading the championship with 145 points. We see him very focused. He is not even looking at the camera. Before Mika Perez, we saw Isaac Monica. She is a wild card from UK, one of the 6 ladies competing in the FIM Europe Women's European Cup competition. We know that Avalon Beadle is already champion of the 2016 championship for the second time. This is Gracia, Paolo Gracia from Italy. He is still hoping to get more points than possible because he is in the second position in the championship with 89 points. And like I said, the female championship is already closed. Avalon Beadle won the second title this year, but there are 5 more riders challenging her this weekend. We will go through them very soon. Here in the screen, Kate Vervey from UK. And we have also 6 wildcards for this event. We have Kovalenko Anastasia from Estonia. We have Yates Ashton from USA. We have Richardson Shane from New Zealand, the 3rd New Zealand rider in this paddock, in this pit lane. We have Hernandez Ferran from Spain. And then from Spain again, we have Cardenas, Juan Carlos. Hernandez was actually pretty good this weekend. He got the 11th spot in the grid, so he knows the track, I suppose, very well. And then we have Isaac Monica. Very, very special track too, right, Kyle?
Yeah, for me, I think it's one of my favourite tracks on the calendar. Not only the area where it's in, for me, I class it as a home track, but just the layout of the track, the asphalt, there's no bumps, it's really fast, really flowy. It's a beautiful track.
Yes, definitely. I completely agree. I was especially in love for turn number 5, where you have a right turn, blind turn, where you just have to commit. I heard you speaking with a lot of EGC riders during the track walk, and you were highlighting this word, commitment.
Yeah, it's a real fast corner that goes over a brow that leads onto a real long straight, which super important to focus on exit speed just because it's leading onto a big long straight, and you carry that speed all the way down the straight. It's key for a fast lap time.
It will pay forward. It will pay back.
Yeah,
and exit speed.
Yeah, it's just a beautiful corner. You just clip back into the apex. When you get it right, it's not a feeling like it. But obviously to get it right, it's not the easiest thing in the world, but very good fun.
Experience and technical skills. We just saw Dimitri Karakostas from Greece. We have 2 riders from Greece, the Karakostas brothers. We see the wild card from Spain. That's Cardenas, if I'm not wrong. The screen just lighted his name. We see Braden Hort from Canada, super sport riders from Race Days Honda. We see Jerry Bryce. A big thank you to Jerry Bryce, director and organizer of the European Junior Cup. He did a great job in the last years, huh?
Yeah, real great job, and he puts so much effort into bringing up, you know, new up and coming young riders. So, like you said, just a big thanks to him.
And speaking about a special weekend, I want to also highlight how, in some way, I've experienced some mixed feelings in the paddock, in the EGC paddock, in the EGC village this weekend, because I can perceive the sadness of many of those riders, because they are aware that this experience is closing up, is wrapping up.
Yeah, it's such a shame that, you know, this is the perfect stepping stone for if you want to get into World Supersport or World Superbike, coming from a national championship, and next year it won't be here no more. So it'll be interesting to see. There's a new category coming in next year, which is the
Supersport 300.
Yeah, the World Supersport 300. Is it World Supersport 300 or European Supersport 300?
I think it's labeled as World Supersport. I'm not sure if there's gonna be a subcategory as European, the same formula that is being used in the 600 class, but not sure yet. But it's labeled as World Supersport.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how that turns out next year and what the racing will be like. But yeah, seeing as got the Junior Cup here, you know, make the most of it up. This race turns out good, and we're at the end of the season, last weekend of the year, and the championship's still wide open. So
still wide open, yes. 50 points on the plate. We see Mika Perez practicing a start from the pit lane, sighting lap underway, focusing on the qualifying. We have Mika Perez that dominated the weekend since Friday morning in FP1. He was in the front. He was in the front also in FP2, and he was pole position for qualifying this morning. In the first row, we have Bodies from Hungary in a great shape, in an amazing shape. He was very fast in Manicourt. He showed a lot of skills and a lot of abilities to keep up the pace and recover position. Unfortunately, he crashed in Manicourt, also involving the Grutola, which is another rider that deserved a lot of good points because he was always fast through the championship. And then we have Paulo Gracia, still first row, third position, just half second away from Perez, which is 51.5 and 52. Yes, it's about half second away, Paulo Gracia, from Perez in terms of qualifying time. Still hoping for the championship title because he's currently in the second position. Second row, we have the Grutola from Italy, we have Bezeidenut from South Africa, and we have Çabuk from Turkey, which is another very fast rider that unfortunately this morning crashed yesterday crashed during free practice too. Çabuk had a pretty quick crash in turn 12, and luckily he was just lightly injured in his hand and his ankle, just a little bit of pain, not much. He should be one of the contenders for the podium. Then we have third row, Noderer from Germany, Coppola from Italy, and Le Carpentier from France. We have in the fourth row, Laville from France. He is another very fast rider. We got a couple of podium this season. Actually 3 podiums. He was second in Assen, second in Donington, and third in Manicourt. Currently now in 10th position. We have Hernandez from Spain. That's the wild card, the first wild card in this grid. We have Shane Richardson, another wild card from New Zealand. It's actually amazing what Shane Richardson was able to do. First time on the Honda 650, first time on Jerez, first time on the World Superbike paddock. He had no shame, no problem. Just keep up with the pace and go.
Yeah, to be doing that pace, you know, especially a new track like this, I think maybe the tracks they're used to in New Zealand, from what I understand, are not like this track. This is a Grand Prix track, very fast, very flowing, really wide. I think what they race back in New Zealand is there's a lot shorter circuits, and some of them are even street circuits. So to be up there, you know, he obviously knows how to ride a bike. So that'll be interesting to see how he can at what he can do in this race.
And definitely Phil and Cheryl London of Wheel Sport are investing a lot in developing the level of Kiwi riders, and we see more and more Kiwi riders in this paddock, which is great, and Richardson is one of the good example of how the level of riders can develop. We see the Grutola on the screen now. We just saw also bodies on the screen, which I mentioned being in a grey shape. And then going forward with the starting grid, row 5, we have Daniel Drayton from UK in 13th position. We have Connor London from New Zealand, again in 14th position. He is improving every race his position. We see on the screen at the moment Troy Bezedenut from South Africa, very charismatic rider in the paddock, well known. He's in a business relationship with Michael Hill, which is a very well-known person in the World Superbike paddock. And then we have in row 5 Bester from South Africa. Also Bester this weekend, Byron Bester showed a lot of good skills. He was fast during the free practice sessions, so he was always in the higher part of the timesheets. We see on the screen Çabuk from Turkey, and this is Toprak, right?
That's Toprak, yeah, the two of Kenan Sfoglu's young riders, and two very fast young riders.
Very fast.
Yeah, so you know, every race Çabuk's been up battling for that podium position for the win. So yeah, it could be a very dark horse in this race for sure.
Definitely Çabuk should be one of the protagonists of this race. His lap times were very consistent and fast during the sessions, also if he had a crash. And talking about Turkish riders, we see on the screen Alfonso Coppola at the moment with his father and his mechanic, sorry. Then we have, talking about Turkish, we have in row 6, Pak. In the 16th place, we have Morley from UK in 18th, and then we have Yates, another wildcard from the US. We see Noderer in the screen from Germany. He also had a crash this morning in qualifying. I think he crashed also in turn 12, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, there's been a few riders all weekend going down in turn 12. And turn 12 is not somewhere where you want to crash at. I can assure you that. It's a 4th gear, pretty much flat out corner. So it's, you know, roughly around 180 kilometers an hour. It's ridiculously fast. And to be going down there, it's not the best place on the track to go down.
Speaking with Noderer, he mentioned me that he was on the curb. This is Le Carpentier in 9th position on the grid from France. Speaking with the German rider, he told me that he was on the curb when he was braking, and then the power of the brake just was less and less, so he was unable to stop the bike and then control, and then completely lost the line and went off.
Yeah, the curbs used on tracks, some tracks you can, in some corners on some tracks you can use them more or use them less because they're very smooth. The paint is, nowadays the paint's very much like sandpaper. It's grippy, sometimes as grippy as the tarmac, or if not grippier, in dry conditions. But especially in that corner, it's such a high-speed corner, and it's a little bit stepped up. And just if you just hit that step, it can just throw the bike off balance, lose that little bit of grip, and you know, and it's just like threading a needle that corner because it's such a high-speed corner. To get that perfect line and not run wide, it's so difficult.
And I suppose that was Noderer was doing, was trying to optimize his qualifying lap time. We see Spider-Man on the grid, which is actually Paolo Gracia. I think that's a talisman, you know, for luck. I know the mental aspects are very important for riders, and a lot of them have some lucky talisman or something that they believe is giving them good luck. And I suppose that's one of the Coppola and Paolo Gracia tools, because I saw him always wearing the Spider-Man hat or under helmet. That's the wildcard, Hernandez from Spain in 11th position. what was very impressive also this weekend, always in dry condition, was that not many crashes, only 2 crashes. We had Chabuk and Noderer crashing this weekend, which shows a lot of maturity. I truly believe that this group of riders step up in terms of maturity and ability to approach the race weekend.
Yeah, well, it's a junior cup, and the word junior sometimes comes into play when there's many crashes. And like I said, at the beginning of the season, you can see there's some very young, very eager riders just making mistakes. You know, they all want to win, like you know, everywhere does. Even if you watch MotoGP, the experienced riders still do. But more so
pushing to the limits.
Yeah, just pushing the limits, and sometimes less experienced riders, like we have to say here at Junior Cup.
Mistakes.
There's often some carnage, you have to say, especially on last laps of the races.
Emotional.
Yeah, but we've seen a few emotions in the past races this season. So hopefully everybody can keep it right side up, and there's some good racing going on.
Yes, last season we saw 2 or 3 races with red flag. So in Imola, I remember there was an issue because the Variante created some bottleneck, and then riders crashed, and then a couple of red flags in qualifying and in race were shown. But this year, very, very smooth.
And especially like Jerry Bryce as well, you know, working in the Junior Cup, and tries to get me to calm them down, which doesn't work whatsoever. But you know, everybody tries the best for the younger riders to improve and to get faster, and that means not only just going faster as much as maturing, and you know, and there's lots of things about winning races. It's not just about going fast on one lap.
Very, very true. Very complex and multifactorial performance about racing. We are entering into my field of expertise, so completely agree with you. It's not just about turning the throttle, but it's about balancing all the aspects of racing: mental, physical, cognitive, and the human relationship a lot in your team. So we see the warm-up lap underway. I want to just take advantage, like you mentioned, Jerry Bryce, to thank you, all the team of the Wheelsport European Junior Cup. So I would like to thank you, Sol Alvarez, assistant manager, and Susie, which is an incredible partner of Jerry Bryce in terms of organization, and for sure Simon, the technical manager, and the 2 amazing mechanics, Andres and Sergi from Spain, which are unbeatable. All this team is working very hard during the weekend, and they are doing an amazing job in handling 30 riders on the grid, which is not easy.
No, it's not easy to, I guess, for most team managers to run 2 bikes, never mind 30 bikes.
Yes.
So, you know, it's a real shame the fact that next year the Junior Cup won't be running.
We will miss you guys. We will miss you.
There's an end for everything, and something new will come for sure. So wait and see next year.
The Sport 300 was experimented in Italy in the CIV this season and was very successful. I have attended all the races in CIV and was very interesting. A lot of final rush, a lot of final lap full of adrenaline and emotions. In Mugello there were the first 4 riders were in less than a tenth on the finish line. The first 4 riders in less than a tenth in the finish line. So very, very amazing excitement for this new category that's going to be on the World Supersport Championship next year, 2017. Warm lap almost completed. We have the last sector of the corner now, the last left hairpin, the Jorge Lorenzo turn.
Yeah,
that's the Lorenzo corner, right? Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure what the actual
the last
technical terms for the corner is, but it's where a lot of very classic overtaking manoeuvres have gone down.
Oh, we remember the shoulder
with
Rossi,
Lorenzo, with Gibernau.
Yeah.
I think in Grand Prix there's been a lot of memorable overtaking manoeuvres during that corner.
Very famous corner. Mika Perez, pole position. Now the emotions need to be controlled. Reaction time need to be high level because the red light is about to appear between 2 and 5 seconds. That's on the book rule. The light will be between 2 and 5 seconds on, and when it goes off, race is on. Perez, bodies, Gracia, first row, looking for points. Sun is blue, but the thunderstorm is coming. Race is on now. Perez, very good start. Bodies seem to be in trouble because there's another rider. I think it's Chabuk. Yes, Chabuk. Oh, the Grutola. The Grutola, second position. Perez leading. Bodies third. Bezedenot in fourth position. Perez still leading. The Grutola, Bodies, Bezedenot, and then Coppola. No, that's Gracia. Gracia fifth position. Coppola is seventh, and then we have Chabuk sixth. This is Bezedenot. Is now in fourth. Yes, still fourth. So Perez, Chabuk, no, the Grutola, sorry, and Bodies in third position. Perez is kind of running away already. He opened a little bit of gap.
Yeah, but especially on these small engine bikes, there's a lot of slipstreaming going on these, especially on this big back straight, and he has pulled a huge gap. But I'll be surprised if he can hold that gap.
Bodies just past second. Sorry, Kyle. That's an important part of the track because, like you say, after the long straight, corner number 6.
Yeah, I think I'll be surprised if he can run away. He's had a stunning pace all weekend, but he's not just run away with a lap time. So it'll be interesting to see if he can actually run away. Hopefully, the second pack don't hold each other up too much and let him get away.
Yeah, second group is led by Bodies. Then we have the Grutola. Then we have Gracia. Then we have Bezedenot. Then we have Chabuk. Then we have Coppola. And then 8th position, Noderer, Laville in 9, Drayton, Daniel in 10, Le Carpentier in 11, Hernandez 12th position, Connor London 13th position, Richardson is in 14th position from New Zealand, Alex Morley from UK 15th position. We see Perez 11 laps is the whole race, so conditions look perfect, to be honest, and Perez is very determined.
Yeah, and if Perez wins this race, he will win the championship. Is that correct?
Correct,
yeah.
Correct.
So, and there's been a huge crash over in turn 1 back in the background.
Yeah, that's turn 1, and that's
Connor London.
Unfortunate.
And that's it.
He was having a good weekend, like I mentioned before. He's okay, he's standing, he's healthy, and that's the most important thing. So, unluckily, Connor London is out of the race at the moment.
He's up and okay, and whoever Mickey Perez is holding that gap. That's a huge gap. Like I say, if he wins the race, he wins the championship. But there's still another race tomorrow, so maybe it's more sensible to book some valuable points and clinch it tomorrow. He's got no rush of doing it, but he looks so comfortable. Like I say, he's had a stunning pace all weekend.
Yes, during the weekend again he showed a lot of focus. He was not talking very much. He was always, when he was interviewed, he was again mentioning the fact that he's not thinking. And now Gracia passed Bodies. Gracia is in second position. He wants to keep the championship open. He just passed Bodies, but I suppose Bodies is not gonna let it go because he's also very hungry for points. Bodies really wants a podium, and especially a top step of the podium. We see Chabuk in fourth position. Now Bodies pass Gracia back. We see actually the Grutola, in fourth position. Both the Grutola and Chabuk have a white helmet, so I often switch them. So we have the Grutola in fourth. Chabuk is sixth now, behind Coppola. The Gracia in front of Bodies again in turn 1.
And see, this is what maybe this pack, you can see people coming up the inside of everybody, and sometimes it's holds each other up. The lap times increase a little bit, and this is all works in favour for him. Oh, and there you can see the crash of Conor London, the bike going upside down and back around again.
Yeah, for sure a slide because nobody else was involved, so probably the front or the rear.
And Garcia looks like he's pulled that little bit of a gap.
Yes. Garcia in second position, De Gruttola and Bodies fighting for the third spot. We see 95, that's De Gruttola in front of Bodies right now. We have Chabuk in fifth, Coppola in sixth, Bezedenot in seven, now Noderer 8, Laville in 9, Hernandez in 10th position. Looking at the FIM Europe Women European Cup, we have Avalon Biddle in 17th position at the moment. She is the first lady in the championship at the moment. We see also an information number 64 technical problem, which is Pak, Rodi Pak from Turkey. So maybe turn 5, so he maybe will be out of the race. Going back into the FIM Europe Women's European Cup, Biddle 18th position at the moment. Then we have Nesbitt from Canada in 21st position, Charlie Oakland from UK 22nd position, and then we have Kovalenko 29, Lynch 30, Isaac 32.
You could just see past there breaking into that last corner. Garcia's bike really like vibrating from the front, and you know, these bikes are standard road bikes, pretty much road going bikes, where they're not very rigid frame, rigid bikes. They're more rider friendly bikes. But when you're pushing like what Garcia is here, because he has to catch Perez if he wants to keep the championship open, he's really on the limit of that of them forks.
Yes.
You can see he's on the bottom and the bike's jumping and judding up and down. So you can see he's really pushing.
Since Perez showed an amazing pace through the weekend, I suppose now will be important from the pit lane, from the wall in the pit lane, to communicate properly with him. I just saw a board, a pit board, that was given to him. I didn't look at the information that they were giving. But
yeah, they were just saying plus 1.4 seconds, which has how far he's pulling out.
1.7, we say.
Yeah,
1.7.
and now it's 1.7. He's just done the fastest lap of the race, a 51.6. Against Garcia in second position, 51.9.
Yes.
So he's just playing a few tens of seconds each lap out, and you know, hopefully he don't make no mistakes, and a good clinch to the championship, which that'll mean you know, a Spanish rider winning in Spain. That'll be I think he'll be happy with that. And you could just see him there looking over his shoulder. So he's definitely, when somebody's looking over his shoulder, it's because they can feel the pressure.
He wants to measure the distance, and looking at the qualifying lap, we see Bodies passing the Gruttola for the third spot. Garcia still second, Bodies third at the moment. And speaking about race pace, the only two riders that were able to consistently be on the 51 pace were Mika Perez and Rick Bodies. So, but at the moment we have also Garcia lapping in 51.8. So apparently the race conditions pull an extra gear on the rider, in the rider.
Yeah. That last lap, Perez didn't pull actually any more gap. In fact, the gap's dropped a little bit. It's dropped 1/10. It's just there and forth, pulling in and going for Perez. As long as he can keep that gap at 1.5 seconds, it's looking really comfortable for him.
And we see Avalon Biddle, number 21 from New Zealand. She is now in 18th position. Was a little bit under how can I say, under pace weekend for Avalon, because she was not pushing hard like the previous races. I'm not sure if it's because she already won the championship or other issues, but she was in a position that was not usual for her. She qualified in 23rd position.
Yeah, in the last round she took the championship.
Yes.
And maybe sometimes when you take the championship you relax a little bit.
True.
and sometimes you relax too much, and that she might just relax a little bit too much and come to the track and. Yeah, like you see, she's usually in between a top 10, top 15 rider.
Yes, top 15.
And now she's dropped to she qualified 20th.
Yes.
But she's climbed a couple positions now. She's up to 18th position, and see what she can make of it.
We see a replay of the race start, turn 1, when the top riders try to find their best spot, and then we see Perez running away, trying to run away from Paulo Gracia, which is now as the fastest lap, 51.5 for Paulo Gracia in second position. We still have the battle between the Gruttola and Bodies for the third step of the podium. We see in front the Gruttola at the moment, Bodies is fourth. We still have Chabuk in fifth, Coppola in sixth, and then there is a little bit of gap between Coppola and Bezedenut in 7 and Laville in 8. Another German rider is now in 10 because Hernandez just passed him. So Hernandez 9th position, very good for the Spanish wildcard. Le Carpentier 11, Drayton 12, Richardson 13, Byron Bester 14, Murley 15. Then we have Carbonera, Italian rider in 16, and Yates from USA 17th position at the moment. We see the Gruttola on the screen. Perez still hammering down 51.1, 51.8 was the last lap. Gracia is working very hard to reach him.
He's working very hard. There's 6 laps left, and he's just 1.5 seconds off. Do you think he can close that gap? I think it will be a race of the season if he can close that gap.
Another aspect which is important to consider is that Perez showed ability to ride smooth and with a very fast pace, also with used tires. With tires that were...
Oh, that's Avalon
Beetle. That's Avalon Beetle. 21. 2 out of 3 New Zealand riders out of the race. I saw 21 in the front, and so I suppose I don't see the rider. No, that's rider
number 28.
28, okay.
In turn 11.
Okay, 28, okay. Sorry
turn 11,
that.
that's it. That's a very fast corner as well. It's coming to the last sector. There's 2 corners, 11 and 12, which are very fast corners.
And sorry for Shane Richardson, because that's 21, so Avalon still riding, but Shane Richardson from New Zealand, so doesn't change that equation. 2 out of 3 Kiwi riders currently out of the race. So Mika Perez fight.
That's that gap now. It's dropped from 1.5 seconds, 1.5 to 1 second flat. And that gap's dropping very fast.
Yes,
Gracia has to do this to keep the championship open.
Yeah, there is not many choices. If he wants to keep hoping for the championship, for the European title, he needs to catch Perez. So very important game of nerves and throttle and riding skills. We see Perez disappearing behind his fairings on the right corners. I mentioned last time his style, which is very modern, I suppose. You can see his body hanging off with the external arm pretty extended, a lot of flexibility in the shoulder to keep that position, which is very important to immediately open the throttle when you exit the corner and decrease the leaning angle of the bike so there is more grip. Right, Kyle?
Yeah. You always need to get off. If you can get your weight off the bike and push the bike up, that means you can get onto more of the fat part of the tyre, not the edge of the tyre.
Yes.
Therefore, you will have more grip. And
Pedrosa was.
Yeah, that's what Pedrosa. Yeah, Pedrosa's very good at that. Very good at keeping it on the fat part of the tyre and making the most of that traction.
And when Stoner understood also that and combined with the sliding technique, he started to.
And you have world champions.
Yes.
And here we have a gap was decreasing very rapidly.
That's
now it's down
impressive.
Now it's down to 0.5 of a second, and there's still 4 laps left. This pace he can do it.
Now, it doesn't seem Perez going down with the pace. Actually, it seems that Garcia is keeping...
Garcia is on him now.
Yes. So apparently Garcia was able to catch Perez. We have 4 laps to go. We have a little bit more than half second between the top rider and the second one, which are also the leading rider in the championship and the second rider in the championship. So we are playing on a big award here.
Yeah, and if it comes down to a last corner, last lap maneuver, Garcia, I think, will try. Because he has to.
Yes.
He has to.
Yes, Garcia also is living a very good moment because he won also in Italy, in Mugello, in the last race at the 300 Super Sport class with the Kawasaki 250. So he was...
now he's really on him. Now that gap's just dropped to 0.1 of a second. Just 1/10, and you could see the slipstream as he gets in the draft behind him. There's no resistance of the wind.
Very true.
And that's when you make the most of the speed of the bike.
Very true. Garcia is a tall rider, but still very able to crunch behind the fairings and get a good top speed. He also has an amazing mid-corner speed, so he's able to let the bike run and use...
See, he's running that little bit of a tighter line around the corners.
Yeah.
See, Mika Perez, I don't know if he's pushing into the corners a little bit too hard, and therefore...
3 laps to go. Garcia is now attacking Perez and moved in the front. That's a very brave move. Still 3 laps to go. He didn't want to wait. I was expecting he was waiting, but no, he attacked. 3 laps to go, now leading the race and keeping the points open, the championship open.
Let's see what Mika Perez does if he takes the sensible, you'd have to say.
That's turn 6?
That's turn 6 at the end of the back straight. Yeah, big long straight. He took a real good slipstream and then just managed to overtake him on the brakes. Do you
think Perez will be waiting for last lap?
I don't know. You'd think he'd take the sensible option, which is to clinch the title tomorrow, because if he just finishes the race in the same position as today, or even worse, he can still take the title. You'd think no problem.
Very smart.
But you can see he wants to take this title today.
That's why they give us emotion. The riders won
and there's
to be the first.
A lap rider, or
that's Isaac, yes, 93, Isaac, Monica. We see Garcia leading again on the straight, on the main straight. 2 laps to go. And the battle is on. They are not saving any energy. They just...
This is a replay of Mika Perez's pass into the last corner.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, that's the last corner. Yes. Different lines.
Yeah, and Garcia, it didn't look like he was taking any protective lines. It looks like he feels comfortable.
Could be even a strategy to see.
Yeah, because especially on these small bikes, like we were talking about the slipstream, sometimes it's not the best to come into the last corner first. Because if you get the slipstream and you feel comfortable with that slipstream that you can pass, as you can see here, see, it comes out of the slipstream. See, he's opening his knees.
Yes.
Because he doesn't want to pass. He feels comfortable to be following.
Yes.
If he opens his knees, the wind hits him, and that's when it slows the bike down.
Parachuting technique.
A little bit, yeah. And he wants to follow. There's 2 laps to go, which is not much, but...
Yeah, and I also saw Perez looking backwards to see if anybody else was in the fight. But we have bodies in 3rd place, which is 3 seconds, 0.3 away from Perez and Garcia, so he should not be a threat for those 2 riders.
Yeah, this is a replay of the slipstream before on the straight.
Yes, on the main straight.
I see you going past Perez.
And then we have Coppola in 4th position. He's also 1 second, 0.4 away from bodies in 3rd. We have Coppola in the Grutola in 5th position, Chabuk in 6th. I expected Chabuk to be in the front, but apparently maybe a few laps in the previous sessions in FP2 didn't allow him to practice enough. And
okay, last lap. Mika Perez. He wins this, he wins the title. If not, he's got another chance tomorrow.
But like you say, very smart. He can think about 20 points, which are very good. And then keep the fight open tomorrow, which would be even more exciting. That's why this is a very special.
He was saying this morning that he just wanted to finish the race, so take the smart maneuver. But looking at him now, it looks like it feels like he wants to overtake,
to attack.
So we'll see. This is the position where I think he'll slipstream and maybe pull out and pass him onto the brakes into turn 6 at the end of the big back
this
straight.
Is the back straight, turn 6.
See, and he goes for the maneuver.
He passed. Perez in front, Garcia second. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 corners left. We have 7 corners left. So this is number 7.
Yeah, we've got a fast left, another fast left into a sharp right, which is a good overtaking maneuver.
Very close.
But I think Garcia will go for the last corner.
It may be, like we mentioned
before. See, he is a good overtaking maneuver up the inside, but he's not feeling it. I'm thinking he's going to try it into the last corner.
The drama corner.
The drama corner.
We will see Perez leading, and at the moment, I don't want to say, let's just wait for the finish line, because I'm just thinking at the championship, at the European Championship.
Garcia has to now exit his corner, tuck up, and he's on. Perez is taking the protective line coming the inside, and
Garcia's
gone round.
That's the last corner. That's the last corner. Garcia made the move from outside and is winning the 7th round in Jerez. Garcia keeps the
championship is still open.
The championship open, yes. Congratulations to both riders. Very clean and very fast. Garcia first, Perez second. Bodies on the podium. Finally, Bodies 3rd position. Chabuk 4th. We just saw him passing the Grutola, I suppose. The Grutola 5th. Coppola 6th. Hernandez 7. Bezedenut number 8. Laville 9. Noderer 10. And then we have Drayton and Bester 11 and 12 position. Congratulations for Daniel Drayton and Byron Bester for their good result. Alex Morley 13, Le Carpentier 14, Carbonera 15. Congratulations to Paolo Garcia once again. He got 3 victories in 3 weeks. He won in Magny-Cours, he won in Italy Mugello for the CIV Sport 4 strokes, and then he won in Jerez race 1.
Good month for him.
Good month. He will turn 17 in a few days, in a few weeks, in November. So amazing, Paolo. Congratulations for him. Congratulations for his team, Chiodo Motor Racing. They are...
there's a crash on the last lap.
No, last lap. Beric, I don't recognize the helmet. Oh, it looks like the Spanish wildcard. Is he Hernandez? No, or Cardenas?
He has a replay.
I think it's Cardenas.
Oh, and just losing the front out of that turn 12. And that was a huge crash. That's the turn 12 we were mentioning before this race started. That's a very fast corner, not a corner where you want to be going down.
Yes, it looks... Yeah, the Spanish
getting attention by the medical crew.
It's 55. It's Cardenas from Spain.
Yeah, hopefully it can be okay. That's a very fast
55.
crash.
Just got the news now. Mika Perez cheering the Spanish fans.
Yeah, Mika Perez, you could see into that last corner. He took a protective line, which is breaking more up the inside, so that Garcia couldn't get up at the inside. Although I think he tried going too protective, and actually Garcia managed to pass him around the outside.
Yes, external line.
So it just shows how maybe the pressure he had of not wanting to lose, played part in that a little bit.
Was a beautiful, well-behaved race. We see Russo congratulating Paolo Garcia again. Very special month for him. 3 victories in a row. Congratulations to his team. And Mika Perez, I think, is just waiting for Sunday celebration. Still 20 more points. So now the difference between Perez and Garcia is only 20 points. Perez is leading with 20 points ahead of Garcia, and we have Laville in 3rd position in the championship at the moment. Well done, Mika, really well done. We see his mechanics. That's his mechanic. We see Bodies also pretty happy to be on the podium finally. De Grutola in 5th. That's another rider that we were hoping to be there because he deserved. He was fast in many events. 5th position, Chabuk 4th, Coppola 6th, Hernandez 7th. Congratulations to Hernandez too. Spanish wildcard, 7th place. Well done. We see the excitement in the Parc Fermé, actually in the, that's the podium zone. I don't see Jerry Bryce.
Yeah, and see, here's the pass. You can see Mickey Perez going up the inside, trying to get a protective line, and Grassi going all the way around the outside, showing him how it's done.
Pretty impressive.
So yeah, so good race for Mickey Perez. You know, I think he could have wrapped it up today. He's well capable of that.
Yeah.
But tomorrow he needs to make a very big mistake to not clinch the title. So and there you can see everybody's super happy.
That's very exciting moments. That's why we love this sport, for the emotions, for the people that love motorcycling, for the people that put their passion forward and they are brave to face challenges and financial difficulties because they do what they love. Congratulations, Paolo. Congratulations to his father on his right. Congratulations to his team on his left, because they are able to keep the championship open and still showing a lot of talent.
Yeah, it's looking good for Mickey Perez, you'd have to say, but
yes,
like they do say as well, it's not over till the fat lady sings. I don't know where that saying comes from, but I've heard it before.
The good elements in favor of Mika Perez is that he was always on the podium. Beside Manicure, he was always on the podium. He was in Aragon, Assen, Donington, always there. So that's what it pays. It pays back.
Yeah, very good, consistent rider. Eh?
We see the second part on the screen now, the final result. Drayton Bester 11 and 12, Morley 13, we have Le Carpentier 14, Carbonera 15. Good for Carbonera to get the last point available. Then we have Clerc from Switzerland 16, Avalon Biddle 17th. We have Yates from USA 18th position, Caracostas. That's Dimitri, 45 in 19. Charlie Oakland from UK in 20 position. Nesbitt in 21. We see now the Riders' Championship. 20 points separates Perez from Gracia. And then we have Laville in third, 51 points. So Laville is out of the game at the moment, but still very good position. Coppola is in fourth. Listing the other riders, we have Picciuto in 22nd position, Caracostas, Nico, the brother of Dimitris, in 23rd. We have Goffer from Israel, 24th position, Vervey from UK, 25th, Eril Mats from Turkey. In 26th, we see the backstage in the podium, drinking water. What was that move?
I don't know. I was just thinking that. He looks happy enough, yes. Which I would be. I think, you know, like I said, the championship looking good for him in second position here at a home race. And yeah, definitely happy. I don't know what them signs are.
I don't know either, but they look confident. I observed Perez, like a lot of other people in the paddock, like him, and serious rider, always acting professional, and he looks very confident.
Yeah, we see as well Avalon Biddle getting the trophy off of Phil London from Will Sport, who's the main sponsor for the Junior Cup, and she gets the trophy for the first woman race rider, female rider.
And the classic JEREZ trophy, that's the very typical shape of...
Yeah, that's a typical cup from the sherry they drink over here. The people say it's good. I've tried it, and it's definitely puts hairs on your chest.
On your chest?
Yeah. So it's
on fire.
No, it's not a weak drink for sure.
Okay. For sure, that's not what's in those battles on the podium. We just love to see the shape of the trophies.
You have Cheryl London, the wife, the partner of Phil London from Will Sport.
Yes, they are an amazing support of this championship. They very much believe in athletes' development. They are those visionary people that are looking forward to shape the next champions, the next medalists, because they are also involved in several other sports, sailing,
rugby as well.
Rugby and
New Zealand, they have to be into rugby.
Softball too. The Italian anthem for Paolo Gracia. Congratulations again to Paolo Gracia and Chiodo Motor Racing Team. Congratulations to Bodies for his podium. He really deserved that. Congratulations to Mika Perez, that he is just waiting for tomorrow for the big celebration. Congratulations to Avalon Beadle, once again first on the FIM Europe Women's European Cup and winner of the European Championship in Magny-Cours for the second time. Kyle, we are about to wrap up. Tomorrow we have the very exciting race and a lot to expect. I was also hoping to see Chabuk, De Grutola, Coppola and the other like Bezedenut in the top fight. We will see tomorrow.
Tomorrow another race, and here we've got the highlights of the race.
We have the highlights. Very good start from De Grutola. He jumped in second position. Bodies was in third, and then we have Bezedenut in fourth. We also had a crash in turn one, if I'm not wrong. It's not here. That's Bezedenut from South Africa. Perez leading. He led the majority of the race, but Gracia that's the crash I was talking about. And then we had Gracia, which is passing De Grutola in this moment. And then this is 55, that's Cardenas, the Spanish wildcard. Gracia, which was able to reach Perez and close the gap of 1.7 seconds. The gap was up to 1.7 seconds. He was able to close it, pass him, and then that's the final pass in the last corner from outside. Perez very... Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for the last race of the European Junior Cup. Thank you, Kyle Smith.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.